welcome back, everybody.
What's up?
What's up,
How's everybody
boy?
feeling
Do we
out there?
have a story for you tonight?
Yeah. Yes. I think it's going to be pretty interesting and also a good jumping off point for lots of good conversation. And I'm excited to see what chat has to say about it as well. That's kind of the joy of this, I think, opportunity for us as fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this podcast in general, just for you guys to be able to chime in and see what you all say as a community, because that's where the fun is.
Absolutely.
Before we begin, subscribe to the Den of Nerds, to Josh's channel, if you want to see more of his lovely face. Check out my podcast. I have new episodes every single day on Spotify at Star Wars Theory. So check that out. I'm going to hold some contests on there very soon. Also, big update with my lightsaber company. Sorry, I don't want to get sued. My saber company. It's not a lightsaber.
It's not a lightsaber.
It's not a lightsaber. Saber company. That's going to be updated to you guys very soon. Been talking nonstop with them. You can check out my Instagram story for more details. And on to today's show. So, it would seem Star Wars Visions has sparked a little bit of what's the word? Not controversy, but a move in the right direction.
Yeah, a different way of approaching things, you know.
Different way of creating content for Lucas.
Yes, there's been a disturbance in the Force, if you will.
And there's been a good disturbance in the Force.
A good one, yes.
And we have an article, we have a quote from a big man himself, and we're going to bring it up on screen.
Yeah, and so this is over at murphysmultiverse.com, and I find them to be good, even if they're just kind of scooping their own stuff. But this is not even a scoop. This is literally an exclusive where they spoke with Lucasfilm VP of Franchise Story, James Waugh, on whether the company has an interest in producing more non-canon content like Visions, to which he said, "It's something we are interested in. The reason we approached Visions as it was is we wanted to empower specific creators within their process and medium. So much of the stuff you see in Visions, the specificity of anime as a medium justifies a lot of the storytelling. So do I think we could do more non-timeline storytelling? I think under the Visions framework, absolutely. There's a certain joy in having celebratory content that is removed from the gravitas of canon. We'll have to see what the fandom wants," which is a really, really interesting line. And I will sort of just add to this report that I think there will be another report sometime this week that specifically will talk about another project that they, I think, are already in development on, and it is something that will not be considered canon. I think that it will be animated, and it's just sort of the fact that Lucasfilm is now listening more to the fans, going to give us a lot more just Star Wars content and not necessarily be constrained by canon itself. I think this opens up the opportunity for many different awesome legend stories, also stories like a what if of the canon we already know, and even different takes on the Jedi, the Force, and things like that. You know, you and I talked a little bit about Star Wars Visions here and there, but I think we both agree there's some really great episodes, and there's some that weren't really maybe for us, but the really great ones we would love to see more of, and it seems like that's a very real possibility at this point, according to this article here.
Surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
That was my reaction when I read, "We'll have to see what the fandom wants." I mean, this is a huge step in the right direction, even the fact that they're acknowledging us and listening to what the fandom wants. And you know, this title isn't about them listening to Josh and I, but rather you guys, you know, us,
Right.
all of us, every single one of us, all of the Star Wars fans. And I think it's really important what we take away from this, and that they're listening. They're open to it. You know, this Visions was really just getting your foot in the door, and from there, now we can really start to have the wheels spin into different non-canon content, into the different stuff that we could create. I mean, we could essentially have live action Plagueis book, which would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's kind of where my head went to, was some of the amazing Legends work that's just kind of sitting there. And what if you had a continuation of Legends, right? So there were some stories leading out of Legends that kind of end with the Skywalker progeny. It has some stuff to do with Abeloth, and it sort of leaves on this like hanging thread, and you can always see where those characters would go from there. That would be really, really interesting, right? Like seeing that kind of a story. I loved the Jedi books and the old friggin' John Jackson Miller Old Republic Jedi stories with like Jess and Zane and those characters. So like seeing like a continuation of that story. All sorts of fun stuff that I think will be really a good thing for the fans. I mean, is there anything like specifically that you'd like really love to see, or the Bane stuff or something else like that?
Absolutely. The Bane stuff would be phenomenal to see in live action, but mainly just that Plagueis novel. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they essentially made episode 9 mostly about Palpatine returning. So you could kind of think of entirety of Star Wars to be either about Anakin or about Palpatine.
Yeah. Yep.
So we need a young Palpatine story. We need to go back and really flesh out his understanding of the Force and how he came to be, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people haven't read that beautiful book. So
Yeah.
if we got something like that, I think it would be right up the alley of where Disney is really headed in terms of their extra content. I mean, they're focusing on Loki, you know, a darker side character. They're focusing on Boba Fett, a bit more of a rogue dark side character. So it just kind of seems like this is where they want to end up, because they've sort of fleshed out all of the good guys. So now it's time to go to the Empire. Now it's time to go to the dark side and check out these characters, Bane and so on and so forth.
Yeah. I think that would be awesome for sure. Yeah. And even within, you know, the retelling of that story, I was always interested in what if Palpatine was recruited to the Jedi Order, right? Like, what if instead of following the rule of the Sith and being, you know, discovered by Plagueis, something like that, because that could be a really, really interesting tale, and taking it in that sort of a direction, you know what I mean? That I think would be really, really fun for fans. Even just a straight retelling of that book in a different medium, like whether it was anime, something like more traditional American animation, or even like a live action telling or something, you know, that could be really, really cool as well. I also thought of, you know what I thought of that was so funny is like, you know, your infamous tweet at this point of doing Sam Witwer's, you know,
Starkiller,
exactly, right. So now
which blew up, and so many people were all like,
right,
whining about it, and it's like, dude, this is now actually going to be a possibility.
It's a big possibility.
Don't see these things.
Yeah, and that would be sick, dude, because that's like an awesome character that you can't necessarily bring back in canon because he breaks so many rules, but you could do a awesome Star Wars production, and as a fan, you start to like think about the value proposition of Star Wars and why you like this stuff. What do you enjoy about it? And there's a reason people flock to that game, dude. You know what I mean? Right. And so it's just, and you know, man, I forget the dude's name, but you know, we spoke last week briefly about the lady that had stepped down from public relations, right? And so now we've got this new guy. Yeah. And so now we've got this
by the
new
way,
guy.
I asked some of my buddies that work in Lucasfilm, and they were like, yeah, Josh wasn't really on point when he was saying that stuff about her, because that really isn't her job, so to speak. She does so much more than just like handle, you know, whoever.
I mean, but isn't she literally the one that called you? I mean, that's kind of what she does. She calls people to squash situations. Yeah.
Emailing me was way below her pay grade.
Okay.
She did not even need to do that.
So it's very possible that she was detached from some of the maybe more negative things that I felt about their public relations. It's also possible that, you know,
what I heard is that she's pretty much as powerful as Kathleen Kennedy over there.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Then I go back to my previous statement. Then she should have done way more, in my opinion. So, you know, we can talk about that until the cows come home. But regardless, the gentleman that's replacing her, it has actually like given me a lot more hope in what I think Lucasfilm's new attitude towards, you know, public relations, perhaps even the creation of canon, the relationship with fans. Like, I'm starting to get this feeling of a very different Star Wars and a very different Lucasfilm moving forward, which, you know, I think for some people, you know, even that happening under Kathleen Kennedy is still like just kind of not enough. But I would kind of make the argument that you know, there's a hardcore group of people that are really sweaty online that, you know, get involved with this whole Kathleen Kennedy thing. But like, I'm, you know, no offense to those people, but they represent a very small minority of what I consider to be the much larger Star Wars fan base. That includes people that are not exactly pumped about what's going on with Star Wars right now, like a lot of them. And so it's maybe not as important that she specifically steps down or is removed. What's really more important, and again, not to that minority of people that are like, you know, but to the wider sort of scope of Star Wars fans, is that Star Wars starts to do things better and different. You know what I mean? And I think that this story represents another step like that, you know? And I think
the one of the main issues was that they were so confined in the canon they were creating. So they were almost, you know, that game that you were the snake or whatever, and you have to like eat the apple without eating your own tail or hitting yourself. It's kind of like they were just like circling themselves into a corner. And at this point now they have this, if they open up to that, they have this infinite possibility of creating content, creating shows, movies, animations, whatever they want.
Well, I will tell you, I mean, for sure, the canon constricting them, right? Like the most obvious one is video games. Like there's so many video games killed under Lucasfilm, so much fun stuff. And the constraints, I think, of canon were a big part of that. You know what I mean? And they're just being sort of constrained. And I think even Obi-Wan, right? Like you and I talk about Kenobi a lot, and there's stuff that I think they're going to do in there that might bug some fans because it like technically retcons certain lines of, you know, the OT and stuff like that. But for me, like I'm more about like, let's just do it, bro. Like I don't want to watch a Kenobi show that is constrained by some line that George wrote 40 years ago that he didn't like expect or think that we would ever arrive at a place like this where this opportunity now lies, right, to do this crazy thing. So I think it is just another positive sign about a really, hopefully, different Star Wars moving forward. You know what I mean? Like a better Star Wars. And there's also the fact that these fun stories, it's not to say that they can't become canon, right? And so I think in the High Republic, didn't they say, you know, because that's all canon, but they said that if certain characters like landed big time with fans, then you might see those characters again in a different kind of project, like whether that be live action or animation. I believe that was sort of the language used. And I thought that was interesting because that's kind of like an incubator kind of idea, which isn't really normally Lucasfilm's forte. Right. But it's possible that if they did this kind of stuff and it landed, like let's say they invented, I don't know, a speed racer version of pod racing, and they did a whole cast of pod racing, but they took it to like the whole next level, right? It's not canon because there's something crazy's going on, right? But it just lands and people are like, dude, that crazy Sith pod racing show was amazing. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe it gets adapted into canon or brought into canon directly. So it's a creative wonderland. You know what I mean? And I think that's really why I'm excited about it.
Me too. I'd appreciate it if you guys stopped using the word Jedi. Didn't you hear the term Jedi is now problematic? Check Scientific American.
I think that's a troll because I've heard this, but it can't possibly be real.
What? Well, he's a member, so what?
He's probably trolling.
Disney took this opportunity to canonize Luke and Ahsoka.
My man Juan.
Okay, let's see a show of hands right now. So type 1 in the chat right now if you want to see Luke and Ahsoka link up. I don't want that. I know Josh wants that. I don't want that. Okay, so
yeah, man, maybe a dark side clone Luke.
Fan fiction, have her not age. Well, right, and so something else I wanted to. Wow, there's a lot of ones.
There's some twos and shit too, though.
What?
I mean, people are just wild, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't necessarily. I mean, I love the chat. Like, I'll take the dub, but I don't think it's really like that. That's awesome.
Okay, I'll put up a poll. So far, no. Okay, good.
Dude, no, the poll's gonna be the same way, bro. They're gonna vote. They're gonna vote to.
They're winning. What? Why is it 42% now? It was at like 43. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
You've given them the tools.
Bastard.
to their own destruction theory.
Sick bastards.
So let me ask you this, man. If there's non-canon Star Wars stuff coming out now, you know what I mean? And they're looking to go that sort of a way, is there any like medium or like like from the creative perspective, not necessarily from the Star Wars perspective, but like creative kind of thing, a show that you loved or something you'd love to see that team make some Star Wars? What do you think?
Can you please repeat that? I was very distraught by the poll that keeps moving up.
Yeah, man, let's go, Luke Soka.
48% now.
I said, I wonder if there's a medium or like another show or a creative team, like let's say the Cobra Kai team, right? Like you love Cobra Kai, right? Like, is there a team out there or somebody out there that you're like, bro, I'd love to see that person take on Star Wars? Does anything come to mind?
No, Quentin Tarantino.
Dude, that would be wild, son.
That's the only other guy I want to touch Star Wars.
That would be absolutely wild. And I could see that. That would be really, really fun. I was thinking of the team that did Invincible. You know what I mean? I really like that animation. And it would be mad interesting to see them do something really mature and like really crazy with Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
That could be really, really fun.
Look, they also don't even need to do. I mean, they have all the scripts sitting. They have all the hard work is already done, and all of their Legends content. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
Pick one off the shelf, and give it to a production studio and do it. I mean, your own production studio, just do it. Like,
yeah, I see some people saying Steven Spielberg in chat, but I don't think Steven Spielberg can work on Star Wars. I think that's a guild thing. I think he's
really.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe now that it's with Disney, he could. Maybe he just doesn't want to because of George. But because the thing was, he couldn't work on the prequels. George wanted him to help on the prequels, but he wasn't allowed to because of the guild. Because I think George shot outside of this normal system, right?
Well, he worked on the fight scene in Revenge of the Sith.
I know, but they did that under wraps. He wasn't allowed to nobody. That's not like officially out there. Dude, I like somebody said the guy that did Dune. That would be really interesting. He's pretty interesting. It doesn't come out yet. The new one hasn't come out yet anyway.
Oh, then how do we know it's good?
I mean, the guy's an incredible director. But yeah, some people were saying I like this. Guillermo del Toro. Del Toro's amazing. Doing something dark with him would be crazy. That'd be pretty fun.
I also often fantasize about seeing a Star Wars movie directed by James Cameron, but also Christopher Nolan. That'd probably feel like Empire.
That would be kind of fun. I mean, I like both those dudes quite a bit. You know what I mean? I you know what might be interesting is to see like a guy like Cameron, because Cameron said in Empire of Dreams, I believe he said he was a truck driver sleeping under bridges, and then when he saw Star Wars, it like shook him up creatively, where he was like, no, I need to make my move now. And he goes on to become Cameron. You know, you wonder what like a Cameron Star Wars, like a retelling of like how he wanted to do Star Wars at the time. Because I bet that would be kind of cool. Like the second Star Wars.
No,
like
don't go back
Empire.
and retouch it. Don't go back and redo it. No way.
What do you mean don't go? Well, he's not going to redo it, obviously. It would be
just like if his...
It would be a what if, or it would be non-canon, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You wouldn't like it if they touched the...
Oh, no, it's over 57%.
Let's go.
Oh, my God. 57% of you want Luke and Ahsoka together.
Ooh, Zack Snyder. I was waiting for someone to say it. Let's go. I'd love Zack Snyder to do some Star Wars, man. Absolutely.
What's wrong with you people?
What?
Damn.
Good stuff.
Anyways,
Christopher Nolan could be interesting. I saw some people say that.
I'd say the first project I'd love for them to take on is The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, good one.
The Force Unleashed or Plagueis. You know,
yeah, those would be good ones for sure.
I already feel like they're going to be incorporating a lot of Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader into Kenobi. I mean, there's no way of knowing for sure, but I feel like that's something that they would do because there's just so much cool info in that book regarding exactly this time between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope and all the stuff Vader's going through. I mean, I want to see... I want them to portray how Vader actually is to really understand the combination of Anakin and Vader, and not think that this is just some like overpowered dude in a suit, but really this is this just sad, twisted, depressing story
Yeah,
of
for
this
sure.
guy who's just stuck in this ironclad suit. So like in the book, there's this part where his helmet goes onto his head, and it's talking about like the millions of different needles that go into his skin and connect to his different nerves
Mm,
so that he can communicate with the suit.
yeah.
Like all of this different stuff, all the different pain and stuff he has to deal with. How he can't sleep because he's just constantly woken up by the light flashing on his chest and like his breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all that kind of stuff would be dope. But I think you're kind of right. Like, they will probably do that
Make him
in
look pathetic,
Kenobi.
probably.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Well, in Kenobi, they'll probably pull some of that kind of stuff because it's really cool.
I think so. Yeah.
Shout out to Veed. Loving
Vito?
the Star Killer directed by Zack Snyder. I agree.
Starkiller
Sick.
directed by Josh.
Why not?
Okay, no news, just clickbait. Hey, sorry you weren't here early enough to see the actual article. I apologize that you weren't
Dude.
here on time.
He's trolling. And he's shouting a gang symbol in his thing. YouTube's probably gonna ban him now
Yeah.
because of his gang symbol.
Starkiller, oh my god, it would be amazing. Yeah. What's one of the first things you guys would want to see if they go this realm? And they
Ooh,
create
I like
something
this.
that's
Peter
non-canon?
Jackson. Somebody said Peter Jackson. I would love to see that. You know, I'm trying to think of more like animation kind of stuff too, because there's been like a string of really, really good animation stuff. Just trying to think if there's any like crews like that that would be really good to get involved with.
It's possible, but hey, I think this is a great.
Oh, this is what I was going to ask. Do you think that it's possible that they could ask some actual fans, or is it maybe now a new reality that if a particular fan film or maybe some fan fiction like really started to slap, do you think that's something that they could maybe take a look at now? You know what I mean? Now that
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
more open to it.
Absolutely. I mean, look, it brings the views for them, it brings the dollars for them, and it's just essentially opening them up to an endless amount of content that they can create, endless amount of stories that they could tell.
Yeah.
That would be fun. And I think they experimented on it first just by looking at Star Wars YouTube channels,
Yeah, I'd
by
agree.
looking at the content that Star Wars YouTubers create and seeing like, wow, like how are these people able to create a career around, creating fan fictions or creating alternate storylines? That this is obviously what fans enjoy seeing. So what if we went in and we created something ourselves with our legit production team?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. I think the anime was such a good route to go because there's so many parallels to, Eastern philosophy, Eastern art, and Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like the reverence for the katana, the reverence for the saber. It could be kind of interesting to see maybe like a Norse god version of Star Wars, you know what I mean? Or like a Norse inspired kind of a thing.
interesting.
That could be kind of stylistically fun. I just wonder because, Star Wars is so mythological, right? And there were some episodes of What If where the mythology, like, remember there was, I think it was the princess, it was on the Princess Bride, but the bride one, where they were talking about like the one chick calls the Force something completely different, and she like approaches it from a different thing, thinking of like gods and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff would be really fun. I think that there should be a sort of stamp on it, right? Like there should be something really as a driving creative force that is a good pairing for Star Wars. You know what I mean? I think just taking the legend stuff and adapting it wouldn't necessarily be, I don't know. Like to me, that's not exactly what I'm feeling from this sort of a thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it has to either stylistically or in its mythology have something unique. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
I think so.
Shadows of the Empire would be sick. That is a dope game. I love Dash Rendar. That would absolutely be cool. That would absolutely be awesome. What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? That would also be a very good what if. The droid attack on the Wookiees. Dude, you know what the real crazy news, of course, is?
What?
The Terrifying Tales Lego movie, which comes out October 1st.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do a watch party for that together?
We should do a watch party for that too.
Do you think we'll get a new sequel trilogy?
Please,
as a non-canon one?
You mean, yeah, that's possible. I do wonder about that, right? Like, I would love to see if, you know, maybe Rey went dark side, or if she took his hand at the end or something like that. That would be kind of fun. A new sequel trilogy. I would say this, maybe if they had, I mean, I don't think they would ever do
well,
that.
just mean no, but I mean, like, look what they're doing with Visions. They could create something like that.
Yeah, but like, so you want something that like has so, like a draw, right? And so the two things that I think of right away are Colin Trevorrow's Episode 9, but that feels like a far cry away from what they
I don't
would
think
want
they
to
would
do.
ever touch that.
Right, that's what I mean. And then George's stuff, right? Like, so George's original treatments, like if they were to maybe give that some kind of treatment and
I don't
do that
think they would do
animated,
it either, man.
that's exactly
They just know
what I'm
it's
saying.
open to too much controversy if they do that.
100%. That's my point. Is like if they that would be where the juice was at, but yeah, I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good way to go. So as far as sequels,
Can you bring up the quote again? Because we're getting a lot of late people being like, "I don't believe this." It's like, okay.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
We will bring it up for you, for those who just dropped in.
Yeah. So it's an article on murphysmultiverse.com. This is the vice president of franchise story, and he's being asked about more non-canon. And so this is kind of, you know, he says specifically of the anime medium justifies a lot of the storytelling. So we think we could do more non-timeline storytelling. I think under the Visions framework, absolutely. So, you know, that kind of means not necessarily that they would only do it with anime, but I think what it means is they would do it if there was some kind of a medium that would justify that kind of storytelling. And then, yeah, so the big part of this, of course, is that he wants to see what the fandom wants and, you know, having that sort of celebratory, joyful content in there. So essentially, this just means that they're overall willing to do more non-canon stories, because if they weren't, there would be like a sort of hard line on this, right? This is a literal VP for
he blocked Melvin apparently.
James Whale blocked Melvin. Well, I mean, you know, I'd probably block Melvin too. So that's not necessarily big news. But yeah, no. So that's the quote there, ladies and gentle beings. Make of it what you will. Come up with your wildest fantasies.
I think this is pretty cool.
Luke Soka for life. And yeah, that's what we think is going on. And again, like I can't, so it's not really my story to tell, but I do think that an outlet's going to drop a report of a rumored project that lines up perfectly with this. I remember when this person told me this, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then this story came out, which is official as a whistle, that they're planning on doing stuff like this. So, I mean, honestly, it's pretty wild. And I hope it's true, and I hope that report comes out so we can talk more about it. But yeah, they're making more non-canon stuff, ladies and gentle beings. That's what they're doing.
The fact that they even announced that they're open to it and they want to listen to what fans want is great. But are they going to listen to what all fans want, or are they going to listen to just select fans?
Well, I mean, if you look at Visions, right? Well, yeah, for sure. I get what you're saying, but I think Visions has stuff for all kinds of different fans. Frankly, there's stuff in Visions that you and I did not like. You know what I mean? Like, I certainly had a big problem with Tatooine Rhapsody. I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? But for some people that love that chibi style or that more childish, you know, yeah. Some people were all about it. You know,
I talked to Mark about it. He was like, yeah, it was kind of cute though. I was like.
Dude, no way. What's going on with Mark these days, bro? Bro, I remember Mark sending me a picture of the dinosaur creatures in Mando. I forget what they're called. And it's like when they're like on top of the rocks, the blurg, and they're just riding the blurg or whatever.
Yeah.
And Mark sent me a picture of them like on the top of the shit, and he literally goes, "What the fuck is this?" Like, he was at the time, he was such a hater on the shit, but yeah. And he loves the chibi He loves Tatooine Rhapsody though.
He doesn't love it. He was like, yeah, it wasn't there.
No, I think that.
I think because I was working on it pretty hard. He's like, it was
oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I like that Luke was trapped on the island, and only way to save Leia at that point was to project and die. But 9 ruined that when he lifted his working X-wing. 9 is my least favorite of the saga. I like that Luke was trapped on the island.
Yeah, he liked it.
Okay.
Different strokes, different folks, you know?
Cool, man. Well,
Some people liked it.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Some people loved it. Visions is great because it's so random and fresh. Lots of different stuff.
Yeah, there was that one episode I forgot to even talk about, which I really liked. I can't remember now. It was the one where she had like a sword lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
She was,
Yeah,
at
the
top of
yellow.
a hill.
Yeah.
It was yellow.
I think that was
Samuel Kim just made a really nice rendition of it. I'm gonna try to actually bring it up and play.
I forget which one that was, but I love that one as well. Well, that's that's the Saber Maker's daughter, right? Or no? No, that's a different one. That's a different one. But that one was really, really good as well. I like that one, the Ninth Jedi.
Yeah. No, that wasn't. Was that?
No, that's not the one you're talking about. No, but
I
they're
heard
very
that.
similar. I think that might have even been the same studio that made it.
Shout out to Samuel Kim, my boy. He's gonna be doing episode 2 for the soundtrack.
Bruce Timm. Ooh, that's a great pick there. Yeah, getting somebody who did all of the great DC animated stuff. Nice.
Sounds great.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Also, big shout out to him for reaching 1 million subs. So
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
much love.
Yeah, dude. I think that anime music was really, really nicely infused with the Star Wars music. It was crazy good.
Very nice.
It
Yeah.
was crazy. What was your favorite episode?
7.
7? Okay, cool. Dude, mine was number 1. And it's like, to me, number 1 was a lot better. Like it I don't know. It was like magic to me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a whole bunch above the rest of them. But I really liked the Elder. I really liked the Ninth Jedi. Those two were probably like behind it for me. But yeah, that number
7,
one.
8,
I'm
and
so
1 were my favorite for sure.
yeah. I can't believe, dude, how pumped I am for that novel. You know what I mean? Like, because they're doing a novel based on the dude from episode 1.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's on
Ronin or
Amazon.
whatever.
It's not ready yet. I think it's not out yet.
Yeah, I think it comes out October 12th. So
I
But
just
I'm
want a
hyped.
live action Star Killer, literally doing anything, fighting anyone. Ahsoka, Vader, the Inquisitors. I'm down for literally anything. Just put him in live action.
you know what I
Yeah.
think they should do is really explore. What if they did that 1313 show, and they like took George's scripts, right? Well, you know, because
But
he
they
had a
already
bunch of
are
permission.
pretty much with Mando. That's kind of where it's leading.
Yeah, but why not go right back to that
Yeah.
and do that? You know what I mean? And I don't know that
Yeah.
Mando really is a retelling of that. I mean, there's aspects of it that are definitely a part of it, but those were full ass scripts. You know what I mean? Like fully
No, but I
done.
mean, it could like lead there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they
in
could
the
take a
underground and
different-
stuff like that.
Yeah, like how Luke came in, and they could make like a whole show on Luke and what he's doing, and they could like bring this dude in from 1313 and then take that. And
Yeah, I'd love to see something like that. Just doing some of that old kind of Star Wars stuff based on some
Mhm.
of the old ideas, you know, that George had or that other people had. Would be super fun.
would be. Kevin Perkins is one of the best anime producers, composers out there. They should definitely bring him on more Star Wars projects. Was Kevin Perkins the guy who did this? Did Visions?
No, I don't think so. Let's look him up.
Village
Let's-
Bride was the one with the yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
That one was great. There's Waterworld gets there. No, this is actually a smaller one. I've got a much bigger one downstairs that I can't palm. So I think this. I don't know how many liters this is, but it's always important to keep hydrated. There's our trailer.
I can't
Mine was
find
Revenge
it
of the Sith. Left theater in the middle of Incredibles with my mom to go watch again in one theater.
That's awesome.
You left the theater in the middle of Incredibles.
Incredibles pretty good. You know, I think that's a rare movie that has a sequel that's just as good, though. That sequel was awesome.
It was great.
With the
Look at
baby.
where the market for Star Wars is headed. They are lining things up for the Old Republic era when it comes to the main films. Perhaps.
I don't know if that's true. You know, I think they might touch some Old Republic stuff. They could do it via. I mean, they're literally doing it with KOTOR, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's what this is. You know,
What's happening with the DBZ channel? I don't have time. What's happening with a lot of my channels is I don't have time for them. Between this channel, my Spotify stuff, and writing animations, writing episode 2, and taking care of the Saber company that I want to release, I don't really have much time. And Cobra Kai and my gaming channel.
And mother flipping movie bros.
And movie bros.
Yeah. Which we want to do a Venom watch party, yeah?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Wednesday.
That'd be cool.
Let the people know.
Legends adapted into an animated series of some sort because a movie series wouldn't do it justice. Need a Scorsese gangster hustle.
Yes. Dude, yes. Great idea. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do that.
I want to see George's Underworld show. He commissioned 50 scripts.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. 1313. Dude, somebody said Matt Damon and Ben Affleck directing. That could be kind of fun. Yeah.
I'm like listening to it while we do the podcast.
Gives you a good vibe. Just get you going. Just gets you going.
Stop being hard on Star Wars Theory. He is sensitive. ... Yes, so sensitive.
Dude, I am. My subscribers already know.
Please.
And they use it against me.
I'm so sensitive. I wasn't a fan of episode 7, but the trailer was so hype. I think the trailer of episode 8 was the most hype.
The episode, yeah, that's true. The build up to 8 was incredible. You know, I made a statement in like a video about that. I said that the awe I felt going into the theater for episode 8 was like, I haven't felt that. Like, I didn't feel that for episode 9, right? I'm not saying that I loved episode 8, but the awe of going into it and like experiencing it for the first time, that's a very unique feeling. And I had that feeling again in Visions a couple of different times in different episodes. But Star Wars, I don't know, that's a really important feeling for Star Wars, that wonder, that awe, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man, like there's just, they've got to be able to do that again, you know what I mean? Whether it's live action or something like this, you need to capture that feeling.
Right. You do. And it's a hard feeling to capture because you can't just, it's not just anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it takes a special kind of storyteller for sure.
Underworld was supposed to take place after Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
And it's 50 scripts written already for it. And I feel like that's what Jon Favreau took and just kind of melded into Mando.
No way. John
took some inspiration, no?
No, I don't think so at all. I think John had sort of his idea, and because apparently he wrote the scripts out for the season, his like story, because they inject some other stuff, right? Because I think he only writes 5 episodes in season 1, but he said that story just poured out of him and like tore out of him. And he talks about a movie called Paper Moon. He talks about obviously Lone Wolf and Cub and some other things like that. But he kind of had that general idea, and then it was him and Dave that sort of spitballed it into a bigger, wider universe.
I don't really wasn't even like you sent it to Dave or whatever on like Christmas or something.
Dave
like that.
wouldn't read it, dude.
Dave was like, yeah, whatever, I'll get to it later.
Yeah. Dave wouldn't read it, and he like harassed him into reading it. Apparently, yeah. Pretty wild.
Yeah, I guess if you didn't harass him, then maybe we wouldn't even have that show.
It's a wonder, right? Dave's such an interesting character too. Like, I can't believe he lowballed Jon Favreau. You know what I mean? Or like wouldn't answer or read Jon Favreau's script. He probably thought, to be fair, like, what is this? Everybody wants to make Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then he must have read it and loved it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but also it's Dave. I mean, he's the most. I think he's the most powerful person at Lucasfilm.
If he is, I don't know if he always wields that power. You know what I
I think
mean?
he's the most respected person at Lucasfilm,
He's definitely, especially after
story
Mando.
wise.
Yeah, I think Mando really put him on the map, and obviously he's got that promotion.
Yeah,
the big spot for him now. You know what I mean? Which is another reason that I'm just very hopeful for next year and just the future of Star Wars in general. Papa Filoni.
the worst mistake Lucasfilm made was assuming people needed canon among all Star Wars content in order to enjoy Star Wars. No one was confused when the EU existed during the prequels. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
You hit the nail on the head, Frame Drop. Yeah. No,
Mhm.
we don't need canon. Canon doesn't matter.
Dude, you know what's wild about that too is like the artists and writers of those games would come together and formulate a canon between them because they had like this is what's wild is like they had video games that were connected into their comic book stories, into their novels. They had this huge elaborate thing and they did it themselves. Now George okayed it. George looked over everything and gave them notes and everything like that. But these were just independent people that were just huge Star Wars fans that created a canon, arguably better than, you know, what Disney's been able to do, you know, with the sequels and everything. And yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame that that canon situation sort of stifled the creativity. You know, as I said before, I really think it was, it could have been, it could have just been way better, especially for video games, if they had been less stringent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too. And
Yeah.
now, you know, if they become flexible, you know, and take some yoga classes, they can now create whatever they want, and they don't have to
Yeah.
be confined within the lines of their own canon. It's amazing.
Have
I
some
mean,
fun.
the EU is something that was so unbelievably respected and successful, and George never really considered any of that to be canon. The only thing he considers canon is the first 6 movies and Clone Wars, and that's it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And also shout out to Maria because I am super pumped for New World. That's gonna be a fun game. Excited to check it out. Should be fun.
Yeah, and Maria, I'm gonna go through all the super chats. I just pop them up whenever they come up, and but we're gonna go through them all.
I also saw somebody say that I love the Knights of Melvin, and it's true. I love the Knights of Melvin.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Come on.
You don't read a Marvel comic expecting the continuity to match with the MCU. Yeah, they need to stop being very OCD about this. So,
Not that you can't have a canon, and not that it doesn't
No,
matter,
sure,
but
have
you
your
can
canon.
do. Don't let it stifle the whole thing, man. I mean, geez, just any at this point, it's like anything to see more lightsabers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever we got to do, because that was so fun, man. The Ninth Jedi is awesome, and I love that it changing colors. Like, dude, that's not canon, but it's awesome, and it allowed for
The
an
rainbow
incredible reveal. Well, no, that it changed colors. That he passed him a red saber, and then he grabbed it, and it turned green because he's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
That is awesome. Like use that kind of creativity, and you could do that with like make a canon kyber crystal that acts that way or something. You know what I mean? You could still use that in canon. You don't even have to. It's just fun on its own. So I would like to see more creativity like that.
Well, you know how they do the whole bleeding thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they changed that. I mean,
What do you mean they changed it?
Well, they
from the
changed.
original?
Yeah, because originally in canon, the Sith created synthetic crystals. So they created synthetic kyber because they thought they could do everything better than the natural way, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. But the bleeding idea is cool as well, as far as making them red. But I did kind of like the old industrial red kyber. You know, it's kind of an interesting idea. But yeah.
They were also more powerful.
Well, they said they were more powerful, right? The Sith were like, these are the bombest, more powerful crystals.
Dude, they used to chop. They used to break through light side lightsaber blades.
No way. Let me see that. I gotta look.
They used to smash through them like broken glass. Yeah, man.
I gotta see this. This is fun. Oh snap! I see it.
Yeah.
Yo. Interesting.
Yeah, dude.
What's this from?
It's like really old Legends.
Yeah. That looks cool though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm into it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And for those of you listening on Spotify right now, that's essentially just a Sith breaking through a blue blade, and it looks like a shattered piece of glass. And that's because the synthetic crystals, they could essentially be as powerful as you wanted them to be if you were a Sith. It depended how much hatred and anger you poured into it and how much you meditated while the crystal was being
that's
forged.
cool. That's fun. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You know what else I loved in the early Jedi books, that they could just force infuse weapons. They'd have like stabs or swords that they just infuse with the force, and they would be able to block blaster bolts and stuff like that. Like that would be kind of fun, like some monk type shit.
It's kind of OP. It's just like,
It's kind of OP. You want Star Killer to be a thing, and you think that's too OP? You're
dude,
killing me.
Star Killer's anything. He's nothing special. He's just essentially Luke if Luke trained with Vader. That's it.
That is ridiculous. Star Killer is insanely powerful.
Yeah, but
And
he is within the realm of what's possible if Anakin didn't be a butthole and lose to Obi-Wan.
so is infusing a weapon with the Force.
No, like, what are you, Hella?
Yes. Hella ready for that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was a wonderful collaborative effort by the fan community with George's blessing that made it fun to experience regardless of official versus. Yeah, I totally agree. You don't need anything to be official in canon. You can just enjoy the story. I mean, look, none of this stuff is real. It's all made up.
Yeah,
So who
for sure.
cares? It's a beautiful story.
Yo, that Twins episode like was borderline too wild for me. Like it was like really like right on that edge. But
It was kind of weird, but it was cool.
Dude, it was cool, but it was like wild, bro. Like when the homie went through freaking hyperspace, like I was like, okay, like, and you know what's really funny? If you watch that episode again, there's this trolly, like hilarious anime thing where they can exist out in space without any oxygen, right? And then at one point they show a droid with a helmet on out in space, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like what is going on? Oh, it's hilarious, dude. Yeah, it's
funny, dude. Hey, Theory. I know how you and a large number of people feel about the sequels, but would you ever consider doing a what if Ben Solo survived Rise of Skywalker, at least what the future could have been for Star Wars if he was alive? Sure. Yeah. If you want.
You might get that wish. You might get that wish.
Is that something you guys would want? Type 1 if you want me to do that.
Yeah, I gotta pee right quick. BRB, my friend.
Sure. Have you seen Sam Witwer with his shirt off? That's powerful. Crap baskets. I said that. What? Wow, there's a lot of ones. You guys want me to do a fan fiction on that? Huh. Okay, sure. I'm gonna say it again. Little zombie stormtrooper horror thriller movie. Right, just like that book. I forgot the name of it now. When's Rule of Two coming back? We miss Mark. Yeah, I don't know. That's Mark's show, so you gotta ask him. He was getting all the guests for that show, so it's out of my hands. Not watching live, so I don't know what the poll is. Oh my god, it's 66%. 66% of you want to see Ahsoka and Luke together. That is blasphemous. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Anyways. Nerds? Yeah. He pooping? Maybe. The Twins episode is pure Studio Trigger ridiculousness. That's why it was so wild. Most of their anime is like that. Just bring Mark. Mark will be here October 15th for the charity stream. So he'll be part of the stream for a bit. So will Josh. And if you don't know, I'm doing a charity stream with St. Jude's on the 15th of October. We're going to raise some money for some sick children and cancer research. Hopefully 100K, that's my goal. That's what I'd like to hit. Hear me out. A Star Wars Gundam series for Star Wars Visions Season 2. I like canon video games in the vein of Shadow of War, playing as a Jedi post Order 66, able to see. You know what I realize is you're wearing a George Lucas shirt.
I mean, I guess a little.
Plaid.
Is this something? Is this? Yeah. I mean,
it's checkered.
I like I like plaid.
It's checkered.
Yeah, it's checkered. Checkered like my past.
And use the Force to break Order 66 and build a Rebel clone army and customize legions of commanders. Okay, shall we go through the soupies?
Let's soup it up. Soup it up. And I definitely would love for I think just one last thing before we get into the soups. I just think that it would be great if they maybe even had fans submit some fan fiction or some kind of project and like produce some fun ideas from the fandom, like literally from the fandom. I know that's a little wild, but I think that would be kind of fun.
Can we get a fan fiction of Anakin and Ahsoka in a relationship and how it would shape the future? No, we're not doing that.
Let's do it.
Actually, I might do that.
Nice.
Just an image of Luke and Ahsoka making out.
Let it happen. Let's do it.
Got to give people what they want. I like the breakdown of Luke versus Anakin. I still think Anakin would win, but any thoughts about them teaming up? Fanfic material, thanks. If they teamed up, it would be like Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, what if he actually did join?
It was tough. Dad. It was tough doing that analysis, the fantasy battle, because I mean, Anakin above Luke is my favorite. Okay, of all of Star Wars, I like aspects of other characters a lot, but the thing with that is that Luke at that point was just a more powerful version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan beat Anakin simply because he just waited around until Anakin made a mistake. So I think Luke would do the exact same thing, and Anakin would F up. He would make a fault.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a good way to look at it for sure.
The scene with the X-Wing going through the Star Destroyer is hyperspeed reminded me of the scene from The Last Jedi. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do.
I liked it more though.
Glasses, beard, and the shirt. Josh very much has a George Lucas vibe. I'm for it. Yeah,
good vibe to have. You know, I was even wearing some kind of dad shoes earlier, so I probably really looked like George, just being real.
Nice. I just want to hear Ahsoka call Luke Sky Guy. I don't think that'll happen. Oh wow, maybe that'd be kind of cool actually. Okay, here we go. I gotta share all the super chats. Yeah. Okay. So you guys, here we go. From the top. Disney sequels feels too Marvel. Okay, a lot of these we answered, I think. So I'm going to skip through a bunch of them and see how you feel about a Michael Bay Star Wars Holiday Special remake.
Dude, why not? That'd be wild. As they do it under the non-canon stuff, that'd be wild, bro.
Sure, yeah. It's not particularly something I'm like lining up to see, though. Hey, Theory, just want to say, albeit it's pronounced albeit and not albeit. Just one pick I have when you say the word. Okay, thanks. Justice for Melvin.
Justice for Melvin? What happened? What happened to Melvin? Is he all right? Is he all right?
We riot.
Is he okay?
Peter Garcia. Thanks, dude. What if Kylo Ren gets purple saber, begins Ren's? I like that Luke was trapped. We read that one. Bring back Mara Jade. If they look at fan films, there are plenty, but one of my favorites is Darth Maul Apprentice. I just want a coherent story and developed characters.
That could be cool.
How much for Luke Soka theory vid? $250 and I'll do it.
Shit.
I don't know.
Luke Soka. And then you got to cut me going like this too into the video.
I got to put Chris Hansen on the side.
What are you doing here?
Late date night.
Chris Hansen here. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, buddy? What do you think was going to happen?
Great episode.
Oh, God. David McNeely, Shadow of the Empire remake. Josh, and there are a lot of Kenobi leaks. Are there a lot of Kenobi leaks out there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot that we don't know, but there's been a lot of leaks. I mean, a lot of this is rumor. We don't know for sure.
Thank you for not telling me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into it fresh. Do you think we're going to get it in 2022?
Yeah, I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it next year for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe around June.
Wow.
We'll that's wild, huh? It'd be pretty quick around after Boba.
That soon?
Could be a little bit later, but I would expect it in Q1.
No.
Q1 or Q2.
I'd say Q4.
Well, they're also doing Andor next year too, right? And then they do and then they have Mando 3 in the winter. So they gotta kind of roll, you know what I mean? If they're gonna drop these. Yeah, and that pocket that early first quarter one, quarter two pocket is actually pretty attractive now. Like I think things have just kind of changed a little bit, and then that's a good pocket for a show now.
I mean, that's the original time when Revenge of the Sith came out, so end of May.
Yeah, fair.
T0B1 would be a perfect series for kids. Yay, 3 months, been watching for a lot longer. Great to support. Post, The Rise of Skywalker sequels, Ben Solo Liz, Josh, New World MMO hype.
New World MMO hype. And yeah, I think it's possible. We'll see.
What's possible?
More Ben Solo. More sequel.
He's dead.
I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hmm.
I could watch Tatooine Rhapsody over and over, and I don't know why. It's weird.
I mean, it's fun. Like, I think the thing that cracks me up the most is like the hair they gave the Hutt. That is just so funny, dude. Like, what is that? Like, what's going on with that?
Bruce Timm, the guy who did the DCAU.
Yeah, so that stuff's like the old animated Batman show, and then a lot. Have you ever watched any of the DC animated movies?
Yeah,
they're like incredible, bro. Like, so Bruce Timm was Bruce Timm was that guy. He was kind of like the Kevin Feige of their animated division.
I just want Starkiller in live action. Oh, right, we read that one. The Margrave's lightsaber was my favorite from the Ninth Jedi, especially with that clean Halo guard.
Yes, that was awesome.
Some of those sabers are really nice. The hilts.
Yeah, it was sick.
Love to create some of those. Kevin Perkins is one of the best anime producers, composers out there.
I still couldn't find him. I looked him up. I tried to briefly, but I couldn't find him.
Village Bride was one. Okay, favorite Star Wars trailer. Mine is Revenge of the Sith teaser. My favorite trailer.
Dude, it's the We're Home Force Awakens trailer. That trailer was, I mean, that hit you right in the feels. Chewie, we're home. Are you kidding me? That was amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. Once I knew that George wasn't on board, I always had my doubts.
Oh, dude, I was all about it. Love that trailer. I actually like that movie a lot.
I'd say 7 is my favorite of the sequels.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 100% that, but it's even now, it's kind of more hard to now that you know where it goes, it's like hard to get us into it, you know what I mean? But at the time, oh, the possibilities.
Should we do a sequels watch party?
Yeah, probably. At some point. Could do commentary tracks, you know what I mean? Like do our kind of director's commentary about it and just literally like have it play and do a track like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Let's do that. I'm down.
Yeah.
We'll do it on Movie Bros.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Look at where the market for Star Wars is headed. They're lining things up for the Old Republic. So we talking about Quantic Dreams, Detroit Become Human doing a Star Wars game.
Mm-hmm.
Love you guys. Take care. From
we talked about that a little last week.
Australia. Yeah, I still don't know much about this.
I don't think anybody does. The rumors are that it's open world. That's pretty much all we know.
And what's the validity that this is happening?
Let me check where it's coming from. I don't even remember.
Mike Hill, thanks, man. Member for 17 months. Hi, please respond, says Zed. Do you agree that us who grew up with both original trilogy and prequels have more balanced view of Star Wars? I love you and keep up the good work. I love you too, Zed. Thanks for your super chat and your question. I wouldn't say we're more balanced. I would say any human has the ability to be balanced and to look at something from a balanced perspective. So yeah, I can't say that, but it just really depends on the person.
I don't know how solid this is. I mean, Kotaku reported about it, but it's like two separate people that I'm not familiar with. So,
okay, yeah, I would say us who have watched or grew up with the prequels or grew up with the originals, I could say we've had Star Wars in our lives longer.
Yeah, because there's probably people that watch both of them that don't have a balanced view of Star Wars at all. I understand what he's saying, and maybe I think the more correct way to say it was that he feels balanced as a Star Wars fan because he was informed by both of them, which is totally fair. But that option is now available for anyone that chooses to go back and watch those movies. So, I mean, that's part of the joy of Star Wars. Like bringing somebody into the Star Wars means watching Star Wars. You know what I mean? So, I get what he's trying to say, but
Yeah, I just want to make sure I never say anything that kind of gatekeeps, to say like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm more of a true Star Wars fan because of this and this. It's like, no, we're all Star Wars fans, but it just means more to some of us than others.
I agree. And I also think, though, that it's wild to not just admit that some people have a more in-depth knowledge of the stuff. Maybe some people have a more philosophical view, and maybe they've read more like Joseph Campbell and they have like sort of that connection. I mean, to totally try to, because I agree you shouldn't gatekeep, but like the opposite of that is also weird. Like just trying to flatten everything out and make it all just like everybody's.
Yeah, I
loves
fully
Star
agree.
Wars.
It's like let's say you've been an engineer for 40 years and you get some young buck coming in who just got his ring and is like telling you how to do stuff.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep, it's just like that. It's
no,
like,
that's not happening.
hey, maybe
Sorry.
you got fresh eyes. Maybe you could see something I can't, but the experience it definitely counts. You know what I mean? It definitely matters.
Yeah. It would be cool to see Legends adapted into an animated series of some sort because a movie series would do it justice. I'd love to see some stuff in live action, like a young Palpatine. I think that would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Scorsese gangster HUD film. Want to see George's Underworld? Yes. Thor Bjornsson from Game of Thrones did these water commercials that were hilarious. Check those out in possible parody. Thanks for being awesome, guys. Thanks, Kat.
That's fun.
I wasn't a fan of episode 7, but the trailer was so hype.
Yeah,
It was
awesome.
hype. It was hype, and I see the argument that many people make sometimes, or not many people, but some people make. I just saw something recently that said the sequel trilogy made more than any other Star Wars trilogy or any something like that. And the reason for that is, of course, and I don't think that's relative to the quality of the films or the story or the popularity, but I think because George created a product that over 40 years amassed a certain following that regardless what the story is and how well it's received or how well it's not, it's going to be, breaking records because you now
particularly
have
the
something
first
that's
one,
grown
right?
over 40 years.
Yeah, and particularly the first one. I mean, that movie
Of
made
course.
such an insane amount of money, and it's really weighted how much that movie made, and the trend unfortunately goes just down and down, right? So that's not something you want to see, is the sort of trending downward. Maybe
Yeah.
you could make the argument that it was always going to go down from TFA because TFA was just new Star Wars after so long and like so much wonder and all that. But to say that then it would go down again, rough. You know what I mean? Rough.
Yeah, I agree with that. Underworld was supposed to take place after Revenge of the Sith. You and Carly should collab. Odds are in the theaters watching 10 in 2020s. What does that mean? Episode 10? Oh, probably low. Hey, Theory and Josh, are you guys want to make Star Wars dad jokes last night? Like last night? Oh, right. Yeah, I was playing with Carly last night in Dead by Daylight, and she was making some.
Star Wars dad jokes.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Nice. I'm down with that. That sounds fun.
Are you going to react to DC fandom again on 16th? We could.
Nah, man. Boycotting that shit. Unless they do.
Get
Unless they.
copyrighted?
Nah, well, that too. But unless they hashtag restore the Snyderverse, I ain't interested in that. No, Flash seems cool, but other than that, I'm not really there for it, to be real.
Is that all that's happening? Flash?
No. They're going to show a bunch of stuff. Like, they're going to show weak-ass, skinny Robert Pattinson, Twilight Batman. They'll show Rock. They can't hang out with any of the cool members of the Justice Society. Black Adam, and why isn't he fighting Shazam
You don't
movie?
think Batman? You don't think the Batman's going to be good?
It might be.
Oh,
It might be. We'll
I think it'll
see.
be good.
Yeah, we'll
think he
see.
looks
Well,
good.
dude, that's what we should talk about on Movie Bros when that shit gets a little closer. 'Cause-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Luke should get a Clone Wars animation style series. Also, I think Jabba the Hutt's son will be in the book of Boba Fett.
Okay, right on. That'd be fun.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Vision seems to really like the idea of kyber crystals. Is this something you would like to see explored more in future canon?
Dude, absolutely. That's something I made that point in my review, my take video about it, and that's absolutely something. I just think that's such a cool idea. You know what's a shame is that it plays a big role in the Catalyst novel by James Luceno, that one that tied into Rogue One. And then they kind of touch on it a little bit in Rogue One. Like basically he feels the necklace, right? So he feels the necklace and then she like speaks to the necklace and all this other stuff, but it's not anywhere near as in-depth and cool as it is in the Catalyst novel. And yeah, that's something I'd love. And I love that idea. It's like the Harry Potter thing where the wand is a little sentient and it knows you and you know it. That's fun stuff.
What do you think about the live action Clone Wars or animated version of the prequels? Live action Clone Wars would be cool. Animated version of the prequels.
Dude, they should get Tarkovsky back. Dude, they should get Tarkovsky back to do some Star Wars. He's the guy that did the OG Clone Wars anime kind of style.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. Bring that dude back.
Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, and Zack Snyder as directors for a Star Wars movie.
I approve.
Again, man, it just depends how much they know about Star Wars.
Yes, bro. I think they do good, bro.
Hopefully. The worst mistake Lucasfilm made was assuming people need a canon among all Star Wars content in order to enjoy Star Wars. No one was confused when the EU existed during the prequels. Indeed. Hey, Theory, not sure if you caught the knew about QB at USC, said he channels his inner Anakin when he plays, and he even paints the side of his face to mimic Anakin's scar in Episode 3.
What?
Also, who wins, John Wick or the Punisher? The quarterback at USC? That's cool.
That is wild, bro.
Yeah.
And that would be the Punisher, dude.
I shit you not, man. I thought I was Anakin when I was a teenager.
Maybe you are.
No, I'm not. But it was you remember one time after elementary school, I ran into some kids that I knew from elementary school, and I was in high school at that point. And I was at the mall with my mom. Actually, I'm not even going to the story.
you lightsaber fight.
I'm not.
You killed a bunch of younglings. That's what you killing a bunch of younglings.
Yeah, you don't read a Marvel comic expecting continuity. Dave's power hasn't prevented terrible comics. Yeah, but that's because the Lucasfilm Story Group is in charge of those.
Yeah, it's mostly Matt Martin, I think, that does the Marvel stuff.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's Matt Martin. I think it's.
No, I think he's literally that's his job is the Marvel Comics advisor.
I've never had a problem with him. He's always been pretty nice to me.
Who, Matt Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a chill dude. Let's see here, Matt Martin, Lucasfilm.
Like I full on like tweeted stuff to him, being like, "Yo, like what's the answer to this?" And he would just like give me an in-depth explanation. I'm like, "Oh wow, thanks."
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
But beyond that, I don't know anything else about him. Thoughts on orange lightsaber meaning and blades like the saber axes? The saber axe would be sick. That's something I wanted to put into episode 2, but I'm not sure if I will. It was a wonderfully collaborative effort by the fan community with George's blessing that made it fun to experience regardless of officials versus EU. Yeah, look, we don't need to be confined by canon and not canon. We just need to make cool Star Wars stories. That's it. That's all that matters.
That's the most important thing.
Thank you, Ryan. Tales of the Crypt style holocron series. Oh my god, dude. I remember that. It was amazing. Each episode read from the librarian looking at different Legends materials from holocrons. Hey, Theory, I know you and a large number of people feel... Okay, right. I'll do that fan fiction. So what if Ben Solo lived? I'm going to say it again. Lol zombie stormtrooper horror thriller movie. When will it be coming back? The Twins episode. I feel like I answered all these.
Yeah, that would be sick, though. Like the original Death Trooper storyline that they did with like the zombie...
Oh, yeah. I think you were peeing when I read that one.
Oh, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, what was that? Harvest or something? What was it called?
Says the novel is just called Death Troopers.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh, there was one called Red Harvest, which might have been a
Red Harvest. There you go.
Yeah.
Yoda says fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. I hope Kenobi show can explore the suffering of Vader, played by Hayden.
Yeah, well, you don't know nothing, Yoda, so shut your mouth.
Hear me out. A Star Wars Gundam series for Star Wars season. Energetic Wolf retracted his comments. Can we get a fan fiction of Anakin and Ahsoka in a relationship and how it would shape the future?
Yeah, bro, let's do it.
You guys baited me into doing one of those fan fictions once, and I did it. What if Anakin ended up with Ahsoka or something like that?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, Theory. I like the breakdown of Luke versus Anakin. Okay, right, we read that one. The scene with the X-Wing going through the Star Destroyer, yeah, it was like the Holdo maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my place. See, chat, you can see what I mean now. Here we go. Okay. I just want to hear Ahsoka call Luke. This guy. Okay. I thought it'd be inappropriate. I'm late to the party. What's the big news? So, Angelina, we're talking about an article that came out where what's his title? James Waugh?
He's the
VP of story or something?
Something. Yeah, let me check it out. The VP of all the things, basically.
At Lucasfilm. And he said that he's open to first listening to what fans want and open to making non-canon Star Wars content, which is pretty fantastic. Y'all are the goats. Thank y'all for these streams every Monday. Also, thoughts on Shawshank Redemption? I've never seen it.
Oh, dude, it's a good one.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Got
it.
a movie, bro. It up.
Yeah. Please explain the poll because I missed a lot. If you're implying Luke Ahsoka as a couple, then honestly, I'm laughing since this is Disney era. I'd expect them to pair Luke with Elsa from Frozen, which makes more sense. No, it's just a running gag that we have on Nerd Theory where people want, half the people, 67% of the people want Luke and Ahsoka.
A gag or the deep desires of this fandom, sir.
You guys are weird. You guys are like, I don't know. You should make your own cult.
Why not? Maybe you're the one that's weird. Do you ever think of that? Did you ever think by not being
I'm
into
definitely
Luke
weird,
Ahsoka,
but I'm not
Luke
Luke
Ahsoka weird?
Right. Does this mean episode 7 and 9 will become non-canon and John and Dave and Trust? No,
and that'll never happen. If you
with
think
all the
it'll
hate
happen,
the
flick
sequels
yourself
get
in the
nowadays, the next generation will love the sequels just as I love the prequels growing up, regardless of opinions.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think young people nowadays have not embraced Star Wars, just in general, not even the sequels, but just Star Wars, the same way that our generation did when we were younger.
Yeah, it'll never be like that again. Star Wars now is like it's almost cool to like Star Wars in some places. Like it's much cooler to like Star Wars now than it was in the 90s or the early 2000s. Back then, when you liked Star Wars, it's like you fully were okay with not being popular and not. Yeah. So, it's just a different feeling now. It's great. But also, I feel like when you met a Star Wars fan back then in the 90s or 2000s, it felt more real. For me, it felt more like finding a diamond in the rough. Whereas now it's so broad, so many people are, fans of Star Wars. It's like almost like liking Marvel. It's like, who doesn't like Marvel at this point?
Yeah, Marvel's like a sort of lifestyle brand at this point. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
The movies they're so popular and ubiquitous. It's like a big TV show that the whole world is watching. It's basically what Marvel is.
Yeah, I agree. Was Star Wars not cool in the 80s? I don't know. I wasn't alive. I wasn't born. I like the mood ring lightsabers and how it ties back to Lucas's original idea. I can suspend my disbelief because of that, and that the Smith tempered them to be that way. Get some cool reveals that way.
Yeah, I liked it. I think it's a great point.
Saber. I love the way he says that.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny way to put it, but it's true.
Jar Jar Binks and Ahsoka. Palpatine did nothing wrong. The Jedi deserved it. Fair enough. Just want to say I love your content. Also, do we have an exact release date for Book of Boba? I think it's the 24th of December, right?
I don't know for sure, actually. I don't know if we have an exact date.
I think so. Oh, what?
I think just
There's
Christmas
no actual
time.
release?
Hmm?
Huh.
Yeah, December.
Wait, why does it say cast George Lucas?
Because he's going to be in it. Surprise!
What?
No.
Kenobi's actually coming 2022, and so is Andor. Wow,
Yep, that's what I said. Yep.
that's gonna be an insane year.
Oh yeah, bro. That's not even all of it. There's other stuff coming.
Hmm. Interesting.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a wild year for Star Wars fans.
I think I'm gonna start filming episode 2 in like the summer of 2023 or something.
That makes sense. Things should be much better at that point.
Yeah, or the fall.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see. We'll see how it goes. Just want to say, right, Ben Swallow lives on. When you probably think they will release a first look, but when do you think they'll release a first look at Boba? Well, yeah, dude, when are we getting this trailer?
So I hope we get a teaser soon, but apparently they're gonna. Did you hear about the whole thing they're gonna do on November 12th?
Nope.
So they're doing a whole special feature about Boba Fett, the history and the legacy of Boba Fett for December 12th, which will be Disney Plus Day. And maybe they'll do a trailer like before that, maybe because we'll get a look at some footage, I would assume, in that thing. But you might get a trailer or a teaser before that. But yeah, that's the plan.
It seems like their approach with Star Wars is so much more chill than Marvel.
Bro, I hate their approach to Star Wars compared to
It's
Marvel. I hate it.
Garbage.
I
It's
hate
so
it
like
because,
up and down.
you know, I just saw somebody make this point today where you have Funko Pops coming out now for the like last year's season of Mando.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like they're just so behind. Like Marvel, literally, like you get into like what if, and you have the whole thing of like what if John. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just they really, the wish fulfillment through Marvel Studios and Marvel as a brand is crazy. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what this stream is about. Like that's kind of the whole thing is that we think they're getting into a better place of providing that wish fulfillment and not letting canon get in the way of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then, you know, with The Last Jedi, they just absolutely bombarded everyone with promos.
Yeah, they certainly ramped up a lot of
It's like they
promotion, but that's
changed it up or
not.
something.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like The Last Jedi. Yeah, no, I don't even think that was really marketed the same way as Marvel stuff. It might have. I don't even think it had more trailers than most Marvel stuff.
I think
The TV spots went crazy. I remember
TV
TV
spots
spots.
were insane. There was one every day.
There was a lot. And even leading into 9, they had a lot of TV spots like that too. But that's not necessarily what I'm saying. Like Marvel will release a trailer and it'll be amazing and get people hyped. But then you come to find out later, it's literally digitally changed. It's not even what's going to happen in the film, right? But it doesn't matter. Like that's not really what, like, you know, when it comes to just from the merchandising, from the toys, from even the way Feige like plans production around so he can announce stuff at different Comic-Cons around the world. You know what I mean? Like it's just on another level with the wish fulfillment.
Yeah. You're not political, but Jedi Sith in politics. Not going to get into that. What about a Catan and Catan and Luke story? Jedi Knight story? Yeah, so JK2 essentially. Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty cool.
Let's do it.
The Awakened. Thanks for the 10, man. Danny, thanks so much. Did you change your name, Maria? For some reason, I can't send more super chats on my personal account. Request do an Emperor versus Emperor fantasy battle. with Emperor Vitiate at Prime versus Emperor Pound. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Ah, okay, cool. I feel like if they did The Last Jedi right, then the sequel trilogy would have been much better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you still had JJ doing it, and he's not very creative.
No, he's not very creative. 100%.
I feel like JJ is that dude that just
He's very derivative. You know what I mean? He's just
well,
derivative.
just like he just takes the dude's homework from school, and it's like, all right, just copy it, but mix it up a little bit, and he just exactly does that. Just takes the template and mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he originally didn't want to do it, right? You know, and I think that he didn't want to do it probably for some good reasons, you know, and then his producer brain took over, I think. But that's just me. I mean,
And then the check came in, and he's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I recently visited GE, and I felt my love for Star Wars reignite. You think they'll eventually have two move beyond their timeline theme there? I would hope so. Yeah.
What did he revisit? GE.
Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hopefully.
They have to.
Maybe a
Can't
little
just
Thrawn there. Maybe
stick
a
in
little
there.
Ahsoka there.
They got to change the whole thing around, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Imagine Adi Gallia, of all people, getting a cameo in the sequel film, but Hayden can't be shown on camera in a sequel film. Like what the F?
Yeah, it was weird. I don't understand why they cut that.
What do you mean Adi Gallia got a cameo? How'd she get a cameo?
Who got a cameo? Is that a TikToker?
No, it's a Jedi. It's a Jedi Master.
Was she
Imagine Adi
seen in the
Gallia, of
sequel?
all people, getting a cameo in a sequel film, but Hayden can't be shown.
Is she in a sequel film?
Don't think so. Was she one of the voices? Kat, can you help me out with this one?
I don't know about that. Who knows such things? Only the Oracle.
Composer Joel McNeely, Shadows of the Empire, and Benjamin Botkin, Death Star construction timelines should be heavily used for any Star Wars music. I wish Exegol wasn't so generic and void of any detail. If anything, I feel like the Sith would be vain in their architecture and style of their home world.
Yeah.
Dude, the Sith would create probably the most amazing, architecturally extravagant designs for their temples. Like, they just want to flex. I feel like the Jedi would be the most plain and boring.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I would
I
agree.
agree. Hey, boys, just want to thank you both for your content lately. Really exciting to be a nerd right now.
Indeed.
Thanks, Steve.
Indeed, sir.
It's always exciting to be a nerd because there's always nerds like us that will band together. And that's what I was trying to say is, like, in the 90s and 2000s, it's like when you met someone else who was a Star Wars fan, it was like it was almost as rare as meeting someone who was a Dragon Ball Z fan for me.
Yeah.
I remember there's this one kid that I met who liked Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, there's no freaking way. This is insane. And I would subscribe to this Dragon Ball magazine called, I think it was Beckett DBZ.
Okay.
And he was subscribed to that too. And I was like, this is wild. It was
fate.
so rare.
Yeah.
So rare to find another DBZ fan. But then he got popular and he just stopped watching DBZ. And I'd like ask him about DBZ stuff and he'd just ignore it.
What a butthole.
The power of popularity.
Yeah, I guess.
No, this really, really hot girl started paying attention to him, and she was like the Megan Fox.
Well, you can't really blame him then, you know. I'd be like, go who?
You. Anyways.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what do you think about a show based off of the book Dawn of the Jedi, where Jedi use swords instead of lightsabers?
Yeah, love that book. That shit was dope back in the day. And then the one dude had a lightsaber, and everybody was like amazed by it.
With the backpack.
He was he was like a Force Hound from the Rakata.
Mm.
I love that book, dude.
Hey, will you do a watch party for DC Fandom?
Nope.
And when will you do another watch movie in your movie theater?
Yeah, when are you gonna do that?
I got to get a new rig set up in downstairs if I want to do that. So
but if you're excited for Venom, guys, come by Movie Bros Wednesday night. We're gonna do a watch party of the first Venom movie and just kind of be excited about Venom 2 and Venom coming out. So do that.
I'm gonna watch that in my movie theater, and Josh will do the whole thing.
Yeah,
You're gonna set that one up?
I could definitely set that one up, bro.
Okay, so that way I can just chill in the theater and
Yeah, and just kind of just get me on Discord with a
yeah, either my
your camera.
phone or I bought an extra camera for down there, but I just haven't bought. I wonder if I could use my laptop.
Yeah, you could probably use your laptop since you're just calling and I'm running it. I can run it on this rig.
Yeah, I just don't know if Camlink works on Macs.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
We'll see. I might just have to buy a whole new PC, but like just a cheap one.
Yeah, just for doing it down there.
Yeah, no gaming or anything. Just like
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Omar. Do you think what made the Skywalker line special is because Anakin was the first Jedi to have kids in years and able to pass on his midichlorians?
No, it's the fact that he was born from the Force. Because Mundy had kids.
Yeah, Mundy had like several kids.
He had a bunch of kids.
Would he have 4 wives or 9 wives?
I'm pretty sure he was just. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure it might have been a lot.
Mundy about to get canceled. The Ninth Jedi needs to be a series. They had some really cool ideas, awesome animation, and characters that could be fleshed out really well.
Yeah. I can see
that. There was a thing that I wanted. I wanted them to make that one. They could do episode 7 as like a full series, episode 1.
Yeah, it did seem. I mean, that's honestly a little bit of downside to me was that a lot of them felt like really the first step into like a world or whatever. And I don't know, there was some of them were left really open ended, and I was like, oh, would have liked a little bit more of a conclusion there, but yeah.
Just made my way through the Clone Wars Thrawn novels. What are both your thoughts on my favorite Chiss? He's cool. I think he makes Spock look like a little little boy.
Yeah, Thrawn's awesome, man. He's such a good character, and we're blessed. We're blessed if he's really going to play that big role moving forward. We're blessed.
I hope so. Dang, Josh looking fine tonight. His girl must be the luckiest person ever.
Ow, ow.
But do you know who said that?
Probably my girl.
Yeah. It doesn't count when your own girl says that, okay?
Totally counts. Bank it.
No, it doesn't. Hey, yo, I finally get to be here live. Let's go. Love the streams. Thanks, man. Is it bad that all the older Star Wars fans in my life are of the death threat bunch? What do you mean?
What do you mean by that? Are they literally all psychotic death threat people? Then yeah, that's a bummer, bro. That's a real
bad
bummer.
That all the older Star Wars fans in my life are of the death threat bunch.
You need some new Star Wars friends, older or not.
Yeah, just stay on their good side. 90 Star Wars fan here. Luke Ahsoka would be creepy. Plenty of potential adaptations and legends. Coruscant would make for an interesting film. Dude, I was hoping we would see Coruscant in the sequels, but
yeah, for sure.
One of the coolest planets in Star Wars.
I know, it's weird. It's like they totally sidestepped it.
It was going to be in Colin Trevorrow's, but they didn't.
Right. Yep.
They didn't do it. Yeah. I was wondering if you had seen the concept art for Exegol with the carvings of Revan, Nihilus, Malak, and Malgus. Yes, I have.
Dude, that would have been sick. Yeah.
90 Star Wars geek here. You're not alone, man. Thanks, Darth Morventh. I really hope they consider a Star Killer movie now. Me too. And I think they're open to it, man. Johnny Top Gun. Master. Wow, thanks, dude. Sorry, Kyle Katarn. I misspelled. No worries. I figured it out anyways. Keep it up, guys. Love y'all's channels. A Cajun here from Louisiana. Oh, sweet, man.
Nice, man.
Never been to Louisiana. The only places in the States I've been are Hawaii, California. That's it.
Bruh, that's not a real America.
No, I know.
Like those are nice
spots.
places, but that's not real America. Yeah. You gotta drive. You gotta like hit Chicago. You gotta hit New York.
No, sorry, I've been to Chicago.
Chicago's dope. It's a dope city.
I liked Chicago a lot.
Yeah.
You think we could see Anakin fight Vader in the spirit world on the Kenobi show and just keep losing, kind of like that one canon comic? Uh, yeah, but again, that would be like a dream sequence kind of thing. I don't know if they would do that. I feel like it's going to be real. Like they're actually going to fight for real.
Oh
The
yeah.
Grey Jedi Order series for a series, Movie Bros. Idea you would do a review of Ron Perlman's Hellboy versus David Harbour's version.
Oh, let's do it. That'd be fun.
I think Perlman's was the best.
Absolutely, it's not even close.
I haven't even seen David's.
Dude, honestly, David Harbour's was bad, bro. Like it was bad. I think I turned it off.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Maybe we'll watch it tonight. Darth Sidious versus Venom versus Vader versus Tom Spider-Man. Sidious.
Spider-Man.
Get the hell out of here. What's he gonna do? Like web him up and then
I'll tell you what he's gonna do.
Sidious uses the electricity and
I'll tell you what
passes
he's
it through the web.
No, because he's gonna use his anti-electricity suit, which we might see in Spider-Man No Way Home, coming to you in a theater later this year. So he'll probably have that kind of a suit. His spidey sense is kind of like the Force, so he could avoid all kinds of stuff. He's really quippy and hilarious, and so that might catch Shibi P, as I call him, off guard. And then who's the other character that's with Spider-Man? Venom, right?
Venom.
Yeah,
Vader.
Venom, get him. Wait, Vader's there too?
Yeah.
Oh man, the plot thickens. Spider-Man.
Dude, you're on crack.
On that
There's no
Spidey
way.
crack, bro. I'm on that
There's
Spidey
no
crack.
way. Dude, when you have the ability to move people and objects with your mind,
You think
everything
Peter
else
Parker's
goes
never
up and-
fought a telekinetic before?
not one like Palpatine.
He fought the Phoenix Force. I'm gonna show you some
Palpatine
shit.
would just create the Force storm. He would disorient all of them.
Uh,
First of all, he would take Vader out in like 2 seconds just by shooting some lightning at his chest. Okay, and then Vader might actually use the Force to breathe, but then he would zap Venom into dust,
nah,
like to the point where the goo boils
nah.
and incinerates. Yeah, dude, he did that in the comics a million times. He would just use different forms of his lightning.
No, man. I'm
Different
looking
power
at
levels.
I'm looking at some panels where right here where Spider-Man fights Cyclops and Magic with the Phoenix Force, and he's standing up against those two with the Phoenix Force powers, bruh. Don't sleep on Peter Parker. He's tough.
Yeah, he's tough, but he's not Sidious tough.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, arrogance blinds you.
Yeah, no, this web's about to blind you, bitch. And then he flips him. Oh, yeah. See?
And you think like Sidious is gonna fall over like how Yoda made him?
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't happening, dude.
Yeah.
So okay, who kills Spider-Man? Who can kill Spider-Man in your world, in your little fantasy?
I mean, he has died before. I think who was it? Craven killed him. You could kill Spider-Man. You could do it, but I mean, it's gonna take a lot. He's a true G.
Nah, you sleeping, dude.
True
You
G.
dreaming. I was there for opening day in 1977. I was 5 years old, and I loved the prequels. There, I said it. Hey, thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
Theater movie a la Min, quality of 07 Beowulf CGI. You remember Beowulf? I remember
Yeah,
when
that was
came
a
out, I didn't
wild
see it, though.
movie. It's not bad. I thought it was cool. It's
Hmm.
very stylized. It's like very strange.
Keep up the amazing work. What's both of your faves, Saber? Probably Sidious's.
Yeah, Sidious's are great. Dooku's are dope, and I like Kane and Jarrus's as well.
I like this Saber Hill, to be honest. It's like the best for dueling.
Yeah, no, that is a fun one. Super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gooder.
Keep up the amazing work. Thanks, buddy. Kevin Perkins, you will find the answer you seek on Samuel Kim's video you played.
What you talking about?
Don't know. A riddle. I'd be okay if Obi-Wan and Vader actually fought for real on the show. I always thought their encounter in A New Hope didn't represent Vader's anger that well. Yeah, it's true, it didn't. But they were also very apprehensive of each other.
Yeah.
What if Luke
show.
never got his prosthetic hand and it was made of vibranium?
Wow, that would be dope.
Getting here late, but I saw the title. I love the idea of non-canon movies opens legends up for movies. I agree. They should use Theory's version of fan films. Even Wicket can kill Spidey, bro.
Bruh, nuh-uh.
Shirtless
You know, say
Anakin
that.
waking up from a dream looking jacked is the reason young Theory got into working out. P.S. Please finish the story at the mall. The mall?
Yeah, you were talking about the I feel like I'm Anakin story at the mall.
Yeah, that's not happening.
When you killed a bunch of younglings.
That's not happening.
My man found a little place where they had a nursery, and there was a bunch of kids there where their parents were
No,
shopping.
there were no kids. These were kids
And-
who bugged me. And
Theory came in,
elementary
and they were
No.
like, Master Theory, there's too many of them. And he was like,
No. No, they just were saying stuff, and I thought I was Anakin, so I was just spouting off lines from the movie, and I thought I was going to unleash the Force, and it was just
That's amazing.
embarrassing. I'm just not going to go into details, but that's
Go
essentially the gist of
into
it.
the
I'm
details.
not going into details.
Pull up the footage.
There's a
from
reason
mall
I am
security.
where I am in life is because I'm a delusional little fanboy.
Well, I think that story is
I'm
great. and
very
you should make a
passionate about
fan
this story. Yeah.
film about that.
Yeah, see, so Neo says, holy cringe. Yeah, it is pretty cringe.
Y'all never tried to use the Force? Y'all never tried to use the Force? Come on,
Yeah, there was
man.
another time I got into a fight, which I've told you guys this one, and I thought I was gonna. I was trying to unlock the powers of Super Saiyan, and it wasn't doing anything. I just kept getting more beat up.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, the guy was like choking me from the back, and I was just
And you were
literally
like,
like,
"Ah!"
I shit you not. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. And like instead of like trying to like pull it back or anything, I was just like,
right. That's amazing, dude.
They stopped though. They were like, "What are you doing?"
There you go.
And then they continued. But yeah,
You had me in the first half there. I'm not
I'd
gonna
like to
lie.
see them do that now.
Yeah, exactly. Get him.
All right, I think that's the end of this nerd theory, everyone.
No, fuck them kids. Let's find them.
I'm gonna go eat some food and
Yeah.
stream on the gaming channel, and I got like a million unread messages for the Saber company.
Cool.
Between,
Do your thing. Everybody come by
between
Wednesday
boys,
for
yeah.
Venom watch party, and then maybe we'll game after that or something. Or you know what? We
You
probably
say that
won't.
every time.
But I know. But look, last time we were gonna do it, but then he was too late. Maybe Friday. What about Friday night?
That's what you said like a year ago, man. Yeah, you guys got to hold Josh accountable for gaming with me.
I hate being
'Cause
accountable.
He doesn't.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez,
Yeah.
Rick. Oh jeez.
If I send you a Saber, will you do a review? Non-biased. I don't want you to be like, "This is amazing. It's so
Dude.
good." I want you to be like, "I wish you would fix this," and it's because if they sell
talking
out,
ab-
I'm going to do a part 2. Yeah, that's true. I know. Look who I'm talking to over here.
You know what you should do? Dude, I'll
Actually, maybe
just
I won't send you one. You're just going to look at the
I'll
negative. and
take
be
it.
Like,
I'll
what the
take
hell
it.
is this? Why did he do it like that?
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
take
paying
it.
for this. Why is it this price? Why is that this color? What the
I'm
hell?
gonna
is going-
literally, I'm gonna grab it and just break it over my knee and be like, Star Wars Theory exposed, and then have that on the thumbnail, like something like that.
They should use Theory's version of it, right? Papa Palpatine for the win with immobilized Force choke. No one Ahsoka and Luke. That's just weird. Theory, love you, bro, and Josh. Love you too, Mike.
I'll take it, bro. I think that's a Luke Soka shipper right there, probably.
It's 68%. 68% of people out of 7,000 votes want to see Luke and Ahsoka make out.
And then put another poll up. How many of them want to see it go down to when I get
We're
that
not
feeling,
going there.
I want
I
sensual
don't want to go.
healing,
No,
and
please.
then they do it like that. Yeah.
Please.
Maybe they'd go to a nice jizz bar. Who's in Star Wars? The Jazz is it?
You're under arrest, Chancellor. The Senate will decide your fate.
I can't watch anymore.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Nerd Theory. We love doing these shows, and yeah, if you weren't here, we probably would still do them.
Yeah,
But it's great that we have an audience, so it's nice.
Indeed.
Go check out Josh's channel, The Den of Nerds, and The Den of Nerds Live. Check me out on Spotify. New episodes every single day. And go converse on StarWarsTheory.com. Built the forums there. And there's a new live chat function, so you guys can live chat with each other just like freaking MSN.
Yeah.
Theory, my name is Caleb, and I just want to say thanks for all you do. You brought me and my best friend Kyle a lot of laughter and heartfelt moments when watching The Mandalorian together. May the Force be with you. Thanks, Morgan. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, that's awesome. Love you two together. Be safe, everyone. Later, Graham.
For sure. For sure. Uh-oh.
Dude.
See what I mean? That review's coming. The thing doesn't even turn on. Oh, I'll smash it. It's like the old TVs of old, man.
It's like the old, like, just
hit him on the side there.
Yeah. It's the old one, too. All right, guys. We'll catch you later. We love you. And stay tuned for my Saber coming out very soon. Not very soon, but soon.
Dude.
Okay, bye.
And you're sounding like a separatist.